This is the Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants podcast, a show to help independent UK-based HR consultants get a pipeline of perfect fit, high-paying clients without expensive adverts, time-consuming social media activities, or energy-sapping and monotonous networking meetings. I'm your host, Nick Paninsky, author of How to Land Your Dream Client, a book which explains everything you need to know to get every sale and client you ever want. And if that sounds interesting, then make sure to grab your copy from the influential consultant website today. That being said, let's get into today's show. Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants with me, Nick Paninsky. Today we are joined by a very special guest, Daniel Kirk. Daniel is here to talk to us about marketing on Reddit. Thank you for joining us, Daniel.
Thanks for having me, Nick.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. So, obviously, we met in our marketing networking group, which was really cool. And you said that you did marketing on Reddit, and I was like, wait, what? Because that blew my mind. I didn't, I was aware of the concept, but I didn't really know that it was a proper thing. So it's good to have you here to talk to us about that.
Yeah, thanks for having me here. I'm excited to tell your audience all about it.
Perfect. So, do me a favor. Give us an elevator pitch. Who's Daniel Kirk? Why should we care? Why should we care what you've got to say for yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
No pressure.
So that's a great question. I'll try to justify my existence here.
Yes.
So, my name's Daniel Kirk. I'm the founder of ReadyReach. We have helped over 500 companies do growth marketing, specifically on Reddit and email over the past decade. A lot of companies out there have heard about Reddit.
Yes.
They think they should be on it, and they have no idea what to do. And that's kind of where we come in. So we've had some massive successes. Like I said, over 500 companies served to date. Some companies have had 8-figure revenue boosts, have sold for 9 figures. So we've had some big wins there, and I'm happy to tell your audience more about it.
That's amazing. You've justified your existence. You have my attention. Let's start off at ground zero, the uninitiated and uninitiated amongst us. What is Reddit?
So Reddit, as it's known, is the front page of the internet. So technically, it's a social news aggregation and discussion forum website. So it's a public website where people just make posts, comment on other people's posts. If you're like me, you share cat videos in your free time and you watch other cat videos. But many people as well also market on Reddit for business or their startup or small business as well. So it's used by a lot of consumers out there and business owners too. But it's essentially just an open forum where people share images and news and things like that.
Okay, so kind of like social media then.
Yep, kind of an open social media, kind of no account required, actually.
No account required. Okay, interesting. So people can just go on there and post whatever the hell they want and then leave.
So I should say no account required, which is interesting from the perspective of if your brand is mentioned, anybody on the internet can go and see your brand mentioned in a comment on Reddit, but you cannot post or comment without an account. But if you are somebody looking, so say you're an auto shop that's looking for HR help or to solve an HR problem out there, and you type something into Google and it shows a Reddit link as its first result, as it is doing right now, you don't need an account to go view the comments on that post, which is pretty incredible. So it actually makes everyone a Reddit user, whether or not you have an account, because you can always go and view posts and comments. Now, if you want to interact with anything, you do need an account.
Got ya. Okay. So to use your example, so if rather than an auto shop, here in the UK we would call that a local garage, but same thing, same but different. So if a local garage owner had posted on Reddit, because there are subreddits, right? There are communities about. Tell us about that a little bit, just to.
Yeah, subreddits are, I think, the most powerful thing to me. So everyone wants to find their 1,000 true fans, their tribe of their community, their customers. Reddit already does that. anything you could possibly think of, any niche, the weirdest stuff you could conceive of, and you probably will never even click on. There is a community of 10,000 people in that subreddit on Reddit. So those are effectively online communities that anybody can join. Of course, you need to make an account to join them. But yeah, those are called subreddits.
Oh, amazing. So it's kind of like, like back in the day when you had a forum for like a specific, there was all these forums based on different websites, all the way different around the world. Whereas Reddit's brought them all together, one website with all the forums for all the different groups. Is that right?
Yep, exactly.
Excellent. So local garage posted in their forum, does anyone know a HR consultant because I want to fire my member of staff? Then the people in that community would post comments to share where they should go, right?
Yep, exactly. And I actually, just as you said that, I typed into Google how to fire an employee, and the very first link that popped up, the non-promoted link, organic link, was a Reddit link that is a post called "How to Fire an Employee." So isn't that incredible? Like, I don't even need to have an account to see that.
Amazing. And then, so Reddit, let's summarize where we're at. Reddit is basically a forum where people go and arrange themselves in communities on these subreddits, post about things, and then other people in their community reply to these posts. And you, as an outsider, you do not necessarily need an account to see all this stuff.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Some people are posting, some people are commenting. Everyone can view them.
Amazing. So how do HR consultants, or any business owner, obviously, because it can be any business owner, but on my audience are HR consultants. So how would HR consultants, before I say how do they do this, what are the advantages of them doing it?
Yeah, for sure. So first and foremost, it's totally free. It's a free platform. So I don't know about you, but that's a great way to make some ROI and not having to pay up front. You're not losing any money to start with. Is easy to target on there. So yet again, there are subreddits. So say you're selling, like a protein bar or something like that. One of our clients actually does that. There's tons of subreddits for people looking for health hacks or how to lose weight or supplement their workouts, things like that. Of course, we've gotten off HR here, but just bear with me. So that's a huge advantage. And then there's you can go after problems that people are needing solved. So it's a free way to do it. Anybody can go in and comment on things. Anybody can post. So it's an extremely low barrier to entry way to organically advertise your business. And now also you get a ton of views on there. We talked about this before the call, but say on LinkedIn, if I make a post on LinkedIn, only my followers can see it, or only somebody else that commented followers can see it. So I don't have a lot of followers. So, there's I don't have millions of followers. So it's a pretty small number of people that will ever see it. On Reddit, it is 100% public. So literally you'll make a post and you'll get 1 million impressions on it. And it could be a horrible post, but still some people could see it. Or you could comment on a post that has 10 million impressions on it and has the first spot on Google without paying a dime. How cool is that?
That is pretty cool. I think as well, like, it's really cool that you can get these impressions. Is it easy to get the impressions? Because LinkedIn, it's turning into a bit of a nightmare these days to get impressions. I don't know what they've done, but the engagement, you can share some really great stuff and you will get engagement. You will get, impressions, etc. But, you can also post something and end up with nothing. So what's the algorithm? What's it like on Reddit?
Yeah, for sure. I actually believe that it is because it is an open platform, you get more impressions. I don't know what the algorithm is. None of us do. But just the fact that, to get impressions on LinkedIn, one needs to have a LinkedIn profile, and the person giving the impression needs to also have a LinkedIn profile. It's a closed platform. Yet again, I do not have to have a Reddit account to go type into Google how to fire somebody, go to that link that's number one on Google, and then I have just given an impression on that.
Yeah. And then you can just go through the rest of Reddit just because you're not limited to that one post, right? Whereas with LinkedIn, that feed that you have is very specific to you and who you're connected with. Whereas Reddit, you would be you could limit yourself to that sub community. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah, you can certainly join communities, and obviously it learns from what you're looking at. So yeah, you can really tailor it quite a lot.
Okay, excellent. So in theory, I mean, it's a different social media platform, and it's a way that you can have public comments that anybody can access that advertise your HR consultancy.
Yeah, for sure. And we can definitely dive into kind of the nuance, the tactical ways to do that. But yep, effectively, it's just fair game. It's for those of us that are on Reddit that are marketing businesses, it blows our mind that nobody else is doing it.
Yes. Well, I heard, as I say, you and I were talking, and I was aware of this being a thing. I haven't really leaned into it. So I am grateful that you're here, because I'm probably going to take some of this away with me and start implementing. But I have been commenting on a few posts here and there on Reddit, and it'll be interesting to see, because my website, I know where people have come from. I know that the vast majority of people on my website come from LinkedIn. So it'll be interesting to see if Reddit starts shooting up, especially once I start putting in place some of the tactics you were about to share with us. So let's do it. How would a HR consultant, or any other business owner, but how would a HR consultant do marketing on Reddit and get leads and clients and profits and sales?
All right, we're going to go from the top and work down. So there's two different strategies on Reddit. First person strategy, which is just acting like yourself, transparently. This is who I am. Your profile even has a link, maybe your name, maybe your image. You're not hiding who you are. Profile might look like your LinkedIn profile, actually. That's the first person strategy. The third party strategy is really good for products and services that are commoditized. So this may not be your clients, but I just mentioned it as it's the other strategy. So yet again, the protein bar, the SaaS tool, things like that are more like tons and tons of users versus a client base. And in that way, you're just acting like a happy customer from an anonymous account and commenting on things mentioning the brand. We're going to focus on the first party strategy for your clients, because that's more relevant for service-based industries.
Excellent.
So first of all, you're going to do the same thing as you do for your LinkedIn account, and you can take any one of these courses and just kind of do the same thing. So, have a banner image that kind of says what you do, maybe even have your profile image on there. My profile image is actually like a caricature of me, so it's not like it's a cartoon version of my profile, because Reddit kind of, yeah, with a cat on my head, like
amazing.
Redditors love cats. So,
yes,
it's Reddit does kind of like anonymity. So I kind of had something in between, not my actual photo, but a cartoon version of my photo. But then have the link to your website, a little about us section, things like that. So when people find your comments valuable, they click on your profile and they're like, oh, yeah, I should schedule a call. So that's first and foremost. Just like on LinkedIn, if you don't have a good billboard behind your name, people will go to your profile and they will have no idea what you do, and you just wasted somebody going to your profile. Now from there, it's all about finding the post to comment into. And we talked about this before, but there are kind of two types of ways to find posts. One is problem oriented, and that's our exact example. So how to fire somebody, or how to hire somebody in a different country, things like that. Yep. The problems that your HR clients solve for. Now, the second one, and is less relevant to you guys, but I mention it, is just around competitors and products. So if somebody's searching for a bed of a certain type, you're a different bed company, you can actually go comment on posts that mention that other bed company. That's not relevant here, but I mention it because it is part of the strategy. So for your HR consultants out there, it would just be mainly around those problem things. Every possible thing they solve for, search for those in key phrases. Now, Reddit search bar is the worst search bar on the planet. So
I was going to say, how do they find these problems to comment on?
Yeah, just go into Google, type in the phrase and put Reddit at the end, and then it will show all the Reddit links for it. Yeah, so that's the best way to do it. You can do it in Reddit. It's just a really bad search bar. So yeah, I always just go into Google because it's a much better search for that. So I'll pause there for a second. Any questions on all that?
Yeah, no, exactly that. Perfect. I do want to quickly jump in. So that is the best way for someone to find a Reddit post to comment on, is literally the questions that their clients come to them with, or their potential clients could come to them with. Type that into Google, put Reddit at the end of it, then Google will share all the pages, all the posts on Reddit that the HR consultant can then go and post and comment and say, this is how you do that. If you've got any questions, DM me or something like that, right?
Yep, exactly. And now it's a bit more tactical from there. So yeah, so once you've done that, once you've found the post, it's all about commenting in there. One of my favorite Redditors that runs the strategy, his handle is /yourbizbroker. So he's a business broker. He helps people buy and sell companies. He has almost 40,000 comment karma. And karma is good points on Reddit. When you do something good and people upvote your post or your comment, you get another point of karma. So 30,000 people, 40,000 people have found his comments valuable. And what he does, yet again, his profile, he's got his exact picture, his name, his company, his book a call with me link in his profile. He just goes in there. So the problem he solves is, how do I sell my business? How do I value my business? You know, how do I find buyers for my business? You type in anything in Reddit involved to that, and he is the top comment on that post. And what's cool is that he did not sell. He says, business broker here, a hand wave, just acknowledging that I am literally a business broker. I know what I'm talking about. Then he writes like 3-paragraph long comment, truly genuine, very helpful, like answering their question, providing value. That's it. There's no sales pitch, nothing.
Okay.
People
so
go
no
to his
call to action.
No call to action. He's providing value. And people are like, wow, that was really helpful. They go to his profile and they're like, oh, wow, yeah, there's a link right here. I can schedule a free call with this guy and learn more. And let me tell you, he gets leads like crazy from Reddit. So your audience, these HR consultants should be doing the exact same thing. No call to action. I mean, you can. Reddit just doesn't like salesy people. So providing value, answering questions, and there's a ton of people out there that are just, yet again, how do I fire my employee? How do I hire somebody in a different country? Whatever it might be. Just answering those questions truly and genuinely, and then having your profile optimized for, you know, if somebody wants to talk to you, making it easy for them. That's the strategy here.
Wow. Okay. So you're really learning. You're really leaning into that reciprocity, I guess, in that case. Then what you're saying is share absolute value, because not all comments are equal on Reddit. The more value you share, you will get an upvote. Your comment will be shown more prominently. More people will see it. More people will see that it is a credible comment. And then other people, whether or not it's the OP, the original poster, everyone will see that comment, and everyone will then go to that post, that guy's profile, and check him out and say, oh my God, I need your help.
Yep, exactly. And the goal being is that these comments stick around forever. So it's not just that one person that saw it, but 5 years from now, when somebody types into Google how to fire an employee, that same post comes up and that same comment is at the top of it. And that's really the way to do it. Now, there's a little bit of bonus points here that that person, your biz broker, also told me that after he comments in a genuine way, he will actually go to the OP's profile and send them a chat request and just be like, hey, if you want more information, I'm always here to help. So yet again, very kind of non-salesy. Now, one thing you need to be careful with is that people can block you from those chats. So if you do this too much, or if you act too salesy and enough people say they don't like you, you could get your account banned. So his strategy, and he made sure to mention this, is always just be helpful. If you do reach out on DM, just be like, hey, I commented back, always here to help if you need it. So like very, very light touch there, but that's extra points for that.
Okay. In my head, I wonder if that's a good strategy. Like, and let's not go too deep into this, but I guess for me, there would be that reciprocity. Then I don't know. Like, I guess, would someone then go and check out the profile? Yes, no, maybe, who knows? There's no call to action, but whether or not there's a call to action doesn't really impact that much. It just helps. But then I would want somebody to reach out to me in a certain way. I guess I would optimize my profile to be strategic. I don't want to be having coffee chats and giving away free advice. I would want someone to, I don't know, buy my book or book a call. But in that call, I would make it clear, like, it's not a freebie. This is a strategy session.
Yep, I definitely agree. And, the business broker business is totally different because they only make their money on a sale. And, it's $500,000. So they're always giving away free stuff to try to sign the contract to sell business. But for the HR consultants that are booked all day long, you might not want to do that because they do need to be billing for their time.
Boom. Okay. Love it. Okay. So I guess all I need to know after this is, like, what should they do now? But is this popular right now, getting leads and clients through Reddit, or are we at the start of a crest of a wave of popularity? Are we too late?
Well,
what's the crack?
I think we're earlier than later. It's like any of these things. People that were doing LinkedIn 15 years ago probably are like, why is anybody doing that now? And, it still works for a lot of people. But it's always a good time. What I think changed and makes it more compelling now is Google's partnership with Reddit for their AI training data. So a couple years ago, Google made the partnership to buy all the Reddit data or have access to it to train their AI, because Reddit is effectively some of the best human data on the planet, because it's just a bunch of us anonymous people acting anonymous, and that's kind of genuine. When you're hiding behind your profile, you're kind of acting in a genuine nature, for better or for worse. So it's incredibly good human data. Now, Reddit said, sure, but you need to start putting our links on page one of Google as part of this deal and pay us a boatload of money. That's when it became really profound, because now it's the greatest SEO hack of all time. So imagine all these people that were spending $8,000 a month to get on page one of Google with their SEO ranking. Suddenly, Google just ranks Reddit as the top link, and nobody's even paying for it. So it's not only about Reddit leads on there, but it's also about the SEO play on it too.
Excellent. Okay, so now is the time. Even if, we are late to the party, we aren't as late as we could be. Perfect. Okay, yep. So I guess that's it. So what should someone do now, Daniel? If someone wants more information from you, or how do they get started? How do they contact you if they want more information?
Yeah, for sure. So and I'm sure this will be in the show notes, our website is Ready, REDDI, Reach, REACH.com. So no trademark violations there. It's a I, not a Y. Or an IT, excuse me, ReadyReach.com. And you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm very active on there. I am / Daniel, P as in Patrick, Kirk. We'll be actually publishing a how-to guide, kind of like a 12-week process on how to do this yourself. Or you could pay somebody like myself a boatload of money to do it for you. So, whichever way you want to do, I'm always happy to kind of lend an ear and tell people which way is the right way for them.
Love it. Okay. Well, that 12-step guide, is that like going to be a freebie download?
I believe so. Yeah, either free or like, 50 pounds or something like that. Something that will be hopefully way more value than it costs. That's for sure. Yeah, we're actually just finalizing it now, and I've been procrastinating on getting it onto my LinkedIn.
Excellent. Well, stop procrastinating, because that, some sort of guide, business strategy wise, freebie is always good, but then if you can put some sort of low value cost to it so that people become clients rather than freebie seekers. Anyway, that's my perspective. That's why I've got my book, right? £4.63. It's nothing, but people have put.
I love it.
It's
yeah, well, that's like $20 in the U.S. now. So our exchange rate's horrible, isn't it?
I'm not going to go down politics, but yes, things aren't looking great at this moment in time. But anyway, enough of that. I'm going to put your link in the show notes. People can check it out. So I guess all that remains to be said is, have you got anything else to say?
I would say for anybody interested, don't even need to reach out to me. Just go ahead and try it. Make an account, join your favorite subreddits, both personal and professional, because we all do that. It's not all just professional in my profile. And just start learning more and diving in. It's the same as AI. Anybody wants to try AI, learn more about it, well, you should just try it. Make a free account and get to it. So same with Reddit. Just make a free account, join some subreddits, engage on some posts, things like that. Just see how you feel about it. If it feels interesting to you, hit me up and I can tell you a little bit more. But start there. Perfect.
Love it. Well, thank you for joining us today, Daniel. I love the advice because, as I say, when I've been doing my Reddit comments, the few that I tried out, I did put a link to my book. So no doubt they have been downvoted or deleted because salesy. So I'll have to go back and see what's happening there. This is cool. Thank you for coming on and sharing this. It's really appreciated.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, Nick.
Yeah, no worries. Anytime. For those of you listening along at home, I hope this conversation has been useful. It's something that you might want to check out. It's it sounds like a low-cost, low-barrier way of generating leads. Hopefully you found it useful. And as ever, as we say goodbye, get marketing, because without marketing, there's no sales. And without sales, there's no business. So get marketing.
Hey there, and thanks for listening to the Marketing Made Easy for HR Consultants podcast. If you've enjoyed the show, then please consider taking a minute to help us grow by sharing the episode with a friend or colleague, or by leaving a positive review on podchase.com. And make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming episodes if you haven't done so already. I've been your host, Nick Krinsky, and if you've got any questions or you want to know more about today's topic, then feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'd be delighted to hear from you. See you next time.